Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Steve again, Harmless Rebel. I just got home from work. Today was the day I had to go into the office, and I got home and there was a package. It's the package from Scott Waters of the stuff that I bought while we were in Phoenix. I haven't even opened it yet. I don't remember exactly what all I bought, so we'll just kind of figure it out together. Since I forgot the last video I did, a few people asked me what was playing in the background. It was Blackmore. So this time I'm just remembering, we're listening to Nuclear Assault Alive again. This was 2003 when this was released. It's pretty good, not great. It's a really good set from Nuclear Assault. They cover a lot of their early material, which I love. Not the greatest quality, but definitely one worth having in the collection. I like Nuclear Assault any way you look at it. So right when I opened the package, I noticed that Scott threw in a few buttons for me. So first we have Deliverance. This is the new logo that he came up with the blood for the reissue of their debut album. Another Deliverance. This is for one of the albums that's about to be released in another week or two. And then this is one I'm looking forward to. This is a band called Detritus. And he's really been talking them up, and I've listened to a couple sound clips, and I really dig it. I'm trying not to listen to the whole album because it is available online. I want to hear it for the first time in full when I get it. So Detritus. So a few buttons for the collection there. Like I said, I haven't even opened these yet. I remember a few things that I bought, but I don't remember quite a bit. It's been long enough now that I've forgotten what a good portion of it was. So, oh, cool. I forgot about this. So this is, he sent me some VCLT too. So right on top here, he had asked me if I had ordered this, and I hadn't ordered it yet. So I am really stoked to get this. I do have this on CD and really dig it. Not as heavy as their stuff from the 80s. I definitely prefer the more 80s heavy metal stuff of the stuff from the 80s, but still a great album. This was from last year, I think. Oh, I can't remember. I want to say it may have been the 2016, but I think it was 2017 that they released this new album. But this is Philadelphia, and the album is Warlord, and that's number 11 in the Rocks series. I'll put this one. This is one that I had sent him. Oh, yeah. See, I totally forgot that I bought this. Man. This is one I sent him to get a warp out of, and unfortunately he wasn't able to, which is very disappointing. But this is my copy of Headless Cross from Black Sabbath. It's got a real weird warp right down the middle of it, almost like it was folded and tacoed. So I sent it to him. It was worth a try. It didn't work, unfortunately. So, man, see, I don't remember that at all. So first up, this was the last place we went to. I don't even remember the name of it. It was like in a little tiny, almost like an alley that you go into. It was a little consignment type of place where a bunch of old record stores that had closed down had moved all their stuff into this one space, and they were selling it out of the space. And the cool thing about that space was, most of the stuff was priced pretty decently. And then when we brought the stuff up to the register, he knocked $2 or $3 off of everything. So, I don't remember what all I got, but I ended up getting like 10 or 12 bucks off once he added it up, which was really cool. But this is one that I saw, and I've seen this, a couple people show this on the VC, and I really wanted this. But this is for one night only. Metallica plays Motorhead, live at Lemmy's Birthday Bash, 1995. And they do cover Overkill, Damage Case, Stone Dead Forever, Too Late, The Chase is Better Than the Catch, We Are the Road Crew, and then they do a second version. Oh, let's see. So they came in 5 different colors, so let's see what color this one is. So a little sealed to revealed action as well. And this one is the clear variant. So these were 100 red, 100 clear, 100 purple, 100 white, and 100 yellow. Or maybe that was a yellow. I'm gonna say that was the clear one. But there you go. Next up, this place, I believe it was Asylum Records. This store was amazing. Right when we walked in, they have a big case with thousands of signature picks from every band you can think of. The owner of the store, who wasn't there the day we were there, is a total metalhead. Everything was priced really good in the store except the metal. All the metal was jacked up in price. And myself, Randy, and Scott started talking about it. We kind of came to the conclusion that he didn't really want to sell his metal stuff. I mean, he was definitely a metalhead. The cool thing is, all the way around the store, I wish I would have taken some pictures of it. I didn't even think about it, though. All around the tops of the walls were drum heads, kick drum heads that were signed by bands. And they had everything. Striper, Pantera, White Zombie, Ministry, Striper. Did I already say Striper? There were like 2 or 3 that were signed by the guys from Motorhead. Poison, Black Label Society. I mean, all really killer. And then he had dozens and dozens of albums that were signed mixed in too. They were just, the prices were insane. One thing, and it was a little overpriced, but it's in pretty much mint condition. It's one that I've been looking for a long time, and I keep losing out on eBay bids. But it's the debut EP from Banshee. And I've been looking for this for a while. It was, I think it was a 5-song EP. And it's just eluded me, you know. A bunch of times I've been the top bid, and at the last minute, you know, some guy with a bot comes through and blows you out. But they had one in killer condition. Like I said, it was a little bit overpriced. They usually go for about $25, with shipping about $30. I paid $35 for it. So, like I said, it was one I've really wanted for a long time, though. And this is one I don't even remember getting. But it looks like I got this at that last store that we went to. And this is, let's see, from Eat the Heat. It's Generation Clash from Accept. And I paid $2.99 for that one, so. Is it a promo? Let's see. Yeah, promo copy. So that's one. Next box. So the In Groove was actually, so let's start here. This was the first store that we went to, was one of the Zias. And I only got one thing there. There was a bunch of stuff that I saw that I really dug. But it was the first store, and we were planning on going to a bunch of different places. I didn't want to spend all my cash in the first store. But this is one of the Voivods. My original pressing of this is trashed. It's just scratched all the shit from not taking care of it. And I wanted this reissue, and I've just never gotten around to buying it. And they had a couple copies of it, so I paid $21 for this. But this is Dimension Hatros, the reissues from last year, from 2016. So it's been a couple years now. But their '88 release, I love this album. This is, I don't know if this is my favorite, but this is probably in my top 2 or 3 from Voivod. So this was the second store we went to, and this store was pretty amazing. Everything in there was in Blake sleeves, which you'll see. Everything in there was clean. I think Scott just talked about this on their video. It's a shop called the In Groove. They had a really killer selection. There was a lot of stuff that I had in my hand that I ended up putting back. But I ended up finding some really cool stuff. So this is one of the few Mama's Boys albums that I don't have, and I had never even seen this one. Is this even a U.S. pressing? I'm trying to see. Spartan Records. I'm not even sure where this pressing is from, but this is Turn It Up from Mama's Boys. And this thing is, I mean, it's just mint condition. So they clean their records, they put them in Blake sleeves, and then they put them in nice inner sleeves too. It's the only record, look at that. They put them in the nice sleeves. I'm trying to figure out where the heck this pressing is from. It's definitely a European pressing. But I've never been to a record store that does this. I mean, everything was in excellent condition, cleaned, and aftermarket inner sleeves. Here's the original, the inner, and the original insert. But I can't figure out it. I don't see anywhere where it's marked where this, what label, or I'm sorry, what country this is from. But very cool. And the thing is, you would think because they do all this extra stuff that the prices would be crazy, but they weren't. All the prices were really, really good. And they had a lot of really rare stuff too. So my guess is that they also pay well when they buy their vinyl, because regardless, though, this thing is in near mint condition. Mama's Boys, Turn It Up. This next one I was really stoked about too, because I love this album. And for 17 bucks, I couldn't pass this up. This is Stars, Japanese pressing with the Obi. The Obi does have some tape keeping it on there, but still, the record's in mint condition, and for that price, I just couldn't pass up on that. I love this, and actually, I love all the Stars albums. The only thing from them I'm missing is that live. Is it Live in the USA? And I know where there's a copy, but they want $40 for it, and I just can't bring myself to buy this, or to pay that much. This next one has been on my want list for a long time. The vinyl had a little bit of ring wear, but I'm sorry, the cover had a little bit of ring wear, but the vinyl is mint. This is Peter Green, In the Skies. This was 79, so this is right after he came back. He disappeared for a number of years in the 70s. He basically had a mental break, and he never really recovered from it, but he did come back and do a couple of really good albums. And there's a lot of question as to who actually played guitar. There's definitely some stuff where he plays guitar, but there's a lot of stuff where it's questionable too. Just because, like I said, he just never fully recovered after he had that break, unfortunately. But I've wanted this for a long time, and every time I find it, it's trashed. And this one is just, the vinyl's in mint condition, and again, 12. Every time I see this, it's like 30 bucks, $35 in record stores, and they had it for 12. And then next up, one of the few Molly Hatchets that I was missing. This is one that Scott found for me. I'm really glad he did. Lightning Strikes Twice. This was 80, was it 87? 89. There you go again. Blake sleeves, already cleaned. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. And then the last little box here. See, I forgot about most of this stuff too. So a couple of these I got from the Asylum, and then a couple of these I got from that last spot that was kind of in the alley. That one was In the Groove. Yeah, so this is kind of a hodgepodge. So this one I got from In the Groove. Metal Heart. Off of Metal Heart, this is Midnight Mover and Screaming for a Love Bite. This is actually a pretty common one. I see this from time to time. But this was a promo only. And that was $6. This one, I don't remember where we got this one from. I actually have a nicer jacket for this. So I ordered this off of, this is a Sing Out Shout Out with Subway Terror from Stars off of the album that I showed. I don't remember if I got it at the same place or not, though. So I ordered this off of Discogs years ago, and I got it, and it was warped. And when I say warped, I mean, there was a big S in the side of it. And then when I complained to the guy and said I wanted a refund, he tried to give me a bad review. So regardless, this is one I've wanted for a really long time to complete my, get closer to completing that collection. Let's see, these two, actually the Stars, this, and this one all came from the Asylum. So I also grabbed Free and Calling on You, the Striper 7-inch. Can't remember what the other, now I'm starting to think about the other Striper 7-inch that I bought at a different store, if it was the same one. Sorry. I'm just all over the place today. Trying to see which set, because I bought a Striper 7-inch there too. Oh, okay. That was Honestly. So never mind. So anyway, that's Free and Calling on You. I also got Burning for You and Vengeance from Blue Oyster Cult. I love both of those songs. And that's one of my favorite albums from them anyway. And then this is one that I didn't even know came out. This is Anthrax. This was Antisocial Live, which is one of my favorite Anthrax songs, and In the End Live. This was one of the Remembering the Paris Attacks releases. I have the Metallica release. didn't remember Anthrax doing one as well. So that was a cool pickup, and I believe it was on red vinyl. Yeah, that one's on red. So that was cool. And then these last couple of 7-inches I picked up at that last store where everything was kind of mixed together. This is Corrosion of Conformity. This is COC 3. Your Tomorrow Parts 1 and 2. And this is $4.99. This one's on the blue vinyl, and I love that they've got the old school skull. This thing is, I bet this thing's 180 grams. As thick as this is and as heavy as this is. But for $4.99, I wasn't going to pick that up. And again, he knocked, I think, $1 off of each of the 7-inches. So that's from 2010. Actually, I take that back. This one's from Asylum too. This is a real cool find. This is Savannah Woman. Oh, it's Savannah Woman on both sides. But is it mono? So it's the stereo version of Savannah Woman, and the mono version of Savannah Woman from Tommy Bolin, and it's a promo copy. So that was cool. On Nimperer Records, which I've never heard of, but anything Tommy Bolin I'm going to grab. And then the last of the 7-inches, make sure, oh man, I forgot about that too, is Mudhoney. You Got It, Keep It Out of My Face, bought with Burn It Clean. This was a Sub Pop release. I don't know if this was I doubt this was an original. Sub Pop's re-released this stuff a number of times over the years. It'd be cool if it was an '89 original, but I'm 90% sure it's not. I'll definitely look it up, though, and check it out. But I love the early Mudhoney stuff. Not too much into their later stuff, into the late 90s. This was one of the all-time great punk albums. I was super happy to see this. I love this album. I love every single track on it. I love both of the albums that were put together to create this album. But this is Energy from Operation Ivy. It is resealed, which I'm always nervous about. But I never see this, and every time they repress it, the represses sell out really quick. So let's take a look at this. It says it's a 2010 pressing. Okay, that's super clean. So there you go, Energy from Operation Ivy. Operation Ivy was one of the first bands I remember in the 80s, mixing ska and punk. And you know, all the tracks that they put out, you know, Sound System, Knowledge, Take Warning. Take Warning was a huge hit for them. Unity was, Bombshell was, Sound System was, Bad Town. Every one of their songs is just phenomenal. And if you're not familiar with Operation Ivy, the core of Operation Ivy went on to become Rancid. I believe it was one LP and one EP that they released. Those were merged together for this. And this is just a must-have for anybody that's into punk at all. And then last but not least, from the Arizona Dig, is The Eagle Has Landed Live. This was the last of the 80s Saxon albums that I've needed. I've been looking for this forever. So I was super stoked to find it, and I was blown away when I found it for only $7. So, I mean, it was a killer trip. I found some really great stuff. It was awesome hanging out, finally meeting Scott in person, meeting Trog in person, and just spending the day together. Actually, before I go, I found some cool stuff today that I just want to show real quick, unrelated, because I was just kind of blown away. I went to a place called the Wuxtree here in town that is, it's been there since the 70s, and they've got decent prices on used stuff. Their new stuff is pretty expensive. From time to time, I find good stuff there, but because it's in downtown Atlanta, it gets picked through a lot. And it's very rare that I find something really cool. Today I found something extremely cool, but we'll save that for last. First, Deep Purple, One More Rainy Day, and Hush, off of Shades of Deep Purple. I think I already have this, but this one is super clean, so I couldn't pass it up. It was $3. I love Hush. Next up, again, I may have this one. I'm not 100% sure. I didn't look it up. I saw it for $2 and I bought it no matter what, because even if I do have it, I don't think the Aerosmith that I have is in this good a condition. And it's got the original sleeve, so even if I do have it, I'll trade it or send it to somebody. But this is Walk This Way and Uncle Salty. That's the original version of Walk This Way, not the one with Run DMC off of Toys in the Attic. This one, I liked this band's first album. I don't know if this is going to be any good because this is from 2000. This is 12, 13 years after their first album. I was actually caught by the name of the track, but this is Goldfinger. It's a 4-song EP, and the first song is called Ted Nugent. So I grabbed it. Thought that was, and there's this radio. So Ted Nugent, Radio, Someone Else, and Car Dog. So we'll see. But this one was $2 again. That's on yellow vinyl, orange vinyl. I'll save the best for last. I also found this for $3 in their clearance bin. This is the Sweden Rock Festival, June 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, 2007. The reason I grabbed this was it's got Helix, Annihilator, Talisman, Kim Mitchell, Sabaton, Foghat, let's see, Overdrive, Molly Hatchet, just a lot of really cool stuff. And this compilation was only handed out to people who bought a 4-day ticket to Sweden Rock Fest 2007. So that was $3, so definitely grab that. But the one that really surprised me, and I couldn't believe that I saw it for the price that it was. I paid $5 for this. This is a test pressing of the Eagles, an Eagles 7-inch test pressing for $5. And it's pretty much in mint condition. Let's see. November 21st, 1978 is the date that this was pressed. And this is Come Home for Christmas on the A side. And the B side is Funky New Town for $5. The single in good condition by itself goes for $5. And this is the test pressing. So I was pretty blown away by that. And I don't think he knew it was the Eagles when he priced it, because it only says the Eagles on one side. On the other side, the artist is blank, and that's the side that the price tag was on. And he looked at it and he's like, Funky New Year, I don't know that song. But I double checked before I bought it. It was an Eagle 7-inch from the late 70s. So for $5 I grabbed that as well. So anyway, that was it for the trip to Phoenix. Thanks, Scott. I had a great time. Thank you for taking this home with you and mailing it to me so I didn't have to take it on the plane. I hope everybody's good. Take care, and I'll put up a new video soon. Bye-bye, VC.